So the key thing is with your role in the business is knowing this. When we get to this point of 7 figures, your number one outcome is to be a leader. And by that, I mean the following. So your job is to ensure that a process does the following. We get it up. We get a process up, an automated process up. That's you. You own it. I'm not saying you do it, but you make sure it happens. Next step, we need to actually make it real. And what I mean by that is get it running. Get it running with a agreed set of outcomes. So in the next 30 days, we expect to be putting through 300 leads a day or whatever the process is going to be. Next, we need to make it recurring. Again, asset. Leverage the asset. The process needs to recur. When you're asleep, it needs to be running. This 360 recruitment model, I could speak all day about that. It needs to be running so it brings in the clients and brings in the candidates. And finally, we need to make it better. So why is it someone can go, if you look on the podcast or on YouTube, etc., why is it someone can get a 94% inbound rate? Do you think they did that on their first go? Of course it didn't. It might have taken 10 cycles. It might have taken 3. But it's taking the view that we're in a model here whereby we're going to get the process converting. Once it's converting, we can replicate it. And we go back to the beginning, let's improve it by 25%. So along the top here, we've got a model of VA or PM, etc. Or it could be you've got consultants or commission-only recruiters or real recruiters. But your number one job is to become a leader and to ensure your team are the best they can be in terms of actually following the process steps. Again, is it sexy? No. Is it sustainable? Yes. You're going back to what your genius may or may not be, i.e. what you're good at and not good at, and it's amazing to me how many recruitment business owners hate sales. In that case then, if you could focus on 5x in your leads, and you have a salesperson who maybe converts half of what you do, half as well, you're actually growing your business hugely. So we need to focus on building a system, again, leveraging the asset. Now, in terms of what we move through, as you move through each level, we've got something called the warrior system. So as a member moves through the different levels, in fact, let me do this first. I mentioned KPIs. So at a high level, there are KPIs you should be focusing on, of course, at a daily, weekly, monthly level. So you should have a 7-day plan, a 30-day plan, etc., for your automated campaigns. But at a management level, right now, we should all know what's our number of client leads per month, what's our candidates per month, our placements per month, our revenue per month, our margin. Now, the two at the end, often not exciting for a recruitment business owner. But number one, how many days a month are you spending on your genius? So if your outcome is to go from 1 to 2 million this year, do you think you should be engaging with candidates? Do you think you should be engaging with clients possibly? No. Days off. There's a direct relation between if you've got 0 days off or you've got 15 days off, that's a direct correlation typically between how processed and focused your business is in terms of actually systems in the background. So at a management level, these are KPIs that we should be focusing on every single month. Indeed, we do. But then it breaks down to what happens on a daily level, of course, with your, for example, double R campaigns, down to the percentage level. Now, as you move through, if you're, say, for example, doing 20, 30K a month, do you think that'd be the same strategy as someone doing 100K a month? Probably not. Will it be the same projects and plans? Probably not. KPIs the same? Probably not. But important, your role, that is the key driver between a business getting past 7 figures and staying there. If there was one key outcome, it would be around the systemizing of the processes, the systems, the automation in the business, and your role. So going back to what we're actually focusing on here, get into 7 figures and beyond and staying there and growing. The key driver is your role. It is the asset. So it's taken a view across the year of breaking the year down into our first 120 days, 240, 365, into 3/3. And then each one of these breaks down to 4 again. So we've got the first 30, 60, 90, 120. And so what we have is a planning process, for example. So we get together 3 times a year live. And here's the dates we provisionally booked in. We spend 2 days solid. We plan out the next 4 months. So the 30-day, we get our processes, systems, whatever project we're focusing on up and running. 30 to 60 days, we get it automated. 60 to 90, we get it accelerated, which means we can replicate it. Then 90 to 120, we get it systemized. So it's not a case of doing dozens and dozens of activities or strategies. It's a case of doing the right activities and getting it systemized and automated.